Hey everybody, this is Tony Upper Class Eagles. Hope you're having a great day. I want to discuss youth soccer organizations as something that we don't refer to them very often, and often when it is discussed in this way, it makes people uncomfortable. But in essence, the business of youth sports, it is a business. We are providing a service that people are paying for, whether it's soccer or any other sport or activity. It's a business. I think a lot of soccer directors and people involved with clubs don't see it that way, but in reality, we probably should. I mean, because we are operating, just like any other organization that provides a service, and people are paying for it. With that in mind, I think one thing that youth soccer clubs particularly struggle with a little bit is, trying to really understand what their, business model is. What are they trying to do? What's their mission statement? What's their vision? Maybe more importantly, what, type of clients are they looking for? What do their services, who do their services best match with? That's something that I don't think a lot of clubs really think about, maybe, and I think it's very important in terms of, everybody's, opportunity to have success and grow as a club. I think a mistake we tend to make is trying to be everything to everyone. We are, trying to bring players into the club. We want our clubs to grow, and by that mechanism, we are trying to, appeal to every type of player. And, like any successful business, that doesn't really work. I think very successful companies or organizations are very aware of, where their, quote unquote sweet spots at, which type of client they're looking for, or which type of client their services are best match up with. And then they do their best in terms of providing a service that matches up with their needs. And I'll use this example, and I'm sorry if it's maybe not the best one, but, if you think of just a general fitness club. Now, when you register for one or sign up or get a membership, you might be going in, because you just like fitness, and, you're just trying to lose some weight, maybe get a little stronger, maybe just like the lifestyle, depending on what your goals and interests are, you're joining a gym for a certain reason. If you go in with that mentality that I'm looking just to lose some weight and stay active, maybe be part of a group and make new friends. If you join a gym and then you get there and then it seems like their whole philosophy and setup is geared towards, creating, Olympic world-class lifters, and they're trying to help people compete at a very high level, and, it's an environment that doesn't really match up with, what you're trying to do, because you maybe again, trying to lose some weight or get a little stronger. You're not in any means, really have goals or aspirations to, break any world records, in terms of how much weight you can move. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but, obviously, if I signed up for a gym like that, and that's kind of what their main focus is, that might not be the right environment for me. It's the right environment for some, but maybe not what I'm looking for. And then if you get in a situation that, that gym wants to try to keep their clients because, the gym, across the street or across town, they had, 10 people make it to a national lifting meet, or they have, certain type of records, and, people who are, succeeding, and then that gym feels pressure, like, well, we're going to lose people to that gym because they see how successful some of the people there are doing, because they're, posting their national championships or the success some of those people are having. And I feel like somewhat, and this might, again, that's sort of the cycle that, youth soccer kind of gets into, is that, we start becoming very competitive with each other in terms of, how many teams are winning championships or tournaments, where that might not be the main focus for, a lot of our clientele who are in the club. They want to compete and do well, but maybe their main focus is because they just really like enjoying playing soccer, and they want to play with friends. They want to improve and have fun and enjoy it, but they're not really in it for, that level of competition or, that level of seriousness. So, I think the point I'm trying to make is that as a soccer club or any youth sports organization, I think we have to be very clear on, what type of player and kid that and family that we are kind of gearing our services towards. It's might make sense if we're a type of club that we're looking to develop players to get into the college level and play possibly a professional level. That level of service and what that looks like in that environment should be drastically different than a club that maybe is a community club and we're just providing opportunities for kids to play and learn the game and play with friends and stay connected to it because they enjoy it. But I think we get into trouble as organizations when we try to meet everybody's needs. I think we try to make everybody happy, and as the old adage goes, when you try to make everybody happy, nobody's happy. And so what I'm trying to get to is that as organizations, as businesses, we should be really trying to define what type of player we are servicing, what type of opportunities we're going to provide that player that match up with where soccer fits in their lives and how it's important to them. We want as many kids as possible to play the game, and I think that's why it's great that we have so many different clubs and organizations that each one, like any industry, should be providing a type of service that matches up with what they're best at providing to those type of players. And and I've said this a lot of times before, I look at organizations and soccer clubs and I don't see that one is better than the other. What I look at is saying that one offers something different than something else. And as organizations, we have to be very clear about what we are offering and who it's best for, and then help families and players make the best decisions in terms of the right soccer environment for their player. It's not about I just want more players in our club and I'm trying to pull players from that club or that club so we have more teams and our organization. The idea is that we want, hopefully, to find the right environment and help players and families find the right choice environment for what they're looking for and where they're at. And there's a lot of options out there, and we should be not just defining what we are doing as an organization and making sure that we are providing the best services that align with our goals and mission, but then also helping those who are seeking out our services to find setups and offerings and clubs that might be a better fit for them than us. And I think you find that in a lot of organizations, a lot of business, when people are working with their clients and people they're trying to serve, they have their client's best interest in mind. I think that's a lot of organizations that operate that way have a lot of success. So hopefully kind of going forward, what we are trying to do as a soccer organizations, as youth sports organizations, is that we are clearly trying to define who we are, servicing what their interests and needs are, and providing that service to the best of our ability, and maybe not getting caught up in the race just to add players into a club and grow, and instead being more concerned about providing the best service possible to the players and families that are looking for the type of service that we provide.